Display రావట్లేదే. Needed, mostly those things were completed. Let me show you what we have discussed and what we need to discuss further also. Okay. Now, we did CRUD. When we wrote the CRUD, go to app components and print value using ngFor. Then after that, the form in app HTML and a button to create on click trigger a function in TS. This is all we already did, sir. Current applications only, no? Okay. Now, next, uh, collect user data using ng model in TS and call API functions and in service and in service to post operation to link and put that object TS in app TS, subscribe and in HTML subscribe and reload. Simple. You can also do similarly delete, and you can also do similarly delete, and you can also do similarly delete and get updates. Online is voice is clear. Online is voice is clear now. Yes. Good. Okay, these were the things we did yesterday. Did anyone tried CRUD on their own? Did anyone tried CRUD on their own, sir? Huh? Whole CRUD. Okay. Fastly. Let me repeat it. Okay. I will try it one more time. Repeat it whole CRUD. Okay. Present it. I did one folder here, CRUD. First, I created the folder. And this is my architecture. My architecture is backend first JSON server will be there. JSON server trigger the db.json. And it will create one endpoint. It will go to the front end. And the front end will have service and component. So how do you do that? First thing, I created one backend folder. In that I put it db.json. In that I wrote some data. Okay. After I wrote that all, I go to that folder, cd backend, cd CRUD, cd backend. I went to the backend. Inside the backend, db.json is there. So I tried it. JSON server db.json dash dash watch. Automatically the backend started. Then I went to the front end files and I created one folder front end by using ng new. In that I created one service also, ng generate service name. Okay. Now in this, what happened is inside this, inside the app, inside the app, let's go here. First thing I went to service. In service, in service, I put here private HC. I injected HTTP client. I injected HTTP client. After injecting HTTP client, I write it get movies. What the get movies will do, this dot HC dot get only. That means it will use HTTP client and will write a get method for the following link. This link I got it from backend just now. Same thing. If you want to delete the data, I wrote a delete function. If I want to post the data, I wrote the post function. If I want to put the data, function. Only four functions. But in these functions, none of them are printing, none of them are changing anything. Just whatever the value is there, it is returning. That's it. Like that, I wrote four. Then I go to TypeScript. I go to HTML. First thing, in TypeScript, what I wrote, TypeScript, I injected the service. In TypeScript, I injected service. And the moment our TypeScript loaded, first it will do, it will call the API for get movies. This get movies will call the get data, right? And it will come all movies observable. I subscribed, and all the movies I'm getting it, I'm storing it inside movies array. And in HTML, I printed the movies array. And while printing it, I also gave two more functions which are update and delete. If someone click on the delete, it will take the ID. Someone click on the delete, it will take the ID. When I go here, then I go here, I will take the ID and I will ask, are you sure to delete or something silly? If you said it yes, then I will call the API delete data. I will pass the ID. Then API will delete the thing and will return observable. And I will subscribe and I will print it. Same procedure I will do it for update. Same procedure I will do it for post also. Okay. Triggering in the HTML, calling the service in the TypeScript. Service will trigger the observable. Then again in TypeScript, observable will become subscribe. It's only procedure for all four. Okay. Yeah. Now, when you try it, if you get it any doubts also, I can try it. Okay. Put operation NG model, some people it will see, someone Chinna named, he said it worked for him. If anyone it is worked, sir, we all are maintaining one Telegram group. So try to put it all your project into GitHub and post that thing into your group so that other people in the group can able to see your GitHub and can able to understand it. Okay. Yeah. That's very good. Let's see new concepts now. Angular. Let's see the topics list. Go down. Now go down. See the concepts which we learned. TypeScript in TypeScript data types and oops. Angular introduction folders, data binding, one way, two way, directives, and pipes, services, HTTP client, routing. Okay. Today we will learn something called life cycle methods. Okay. And if possible, I will also explain you the basics of RxJS. We need to learn few things. Life cycle method, RxJS, or something like, you know, uh, forms, template forms. These cover 90% of your Angular interviews. If you go for Angular fresher interview, mostly these questions only will come. Okay. They won't discuss you something new and all. These questions only will be there. But there are some advanced things, too advanced, which are not necessary for you. If you remember in the starting of the course itself, I told you, this course will make you prepare it for your full stack. Not only for if you are a complete Angular front end developer, you may need to know, something kind of more and more libraries like Material UI and all. You may need to know libraries like Tailwind and all, but we are not doing that all. Okay, but still you can try it if you wanna. I will also tell you Angular with the standalone. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts? Now, let's start, sir. Let's go here. Let's start. Go here. CD, Angular, Angular, CD, code, ng, new, ng, new, uh, life cycle. Can you please tell one example for patch operation as well? Patch operation and the put operation are same. All you need to write it is instead of put, write it patch there. But the difference is, देखो, how do you write it? Put and patch are same exactly. There are 5 methods actually: get, put, post, delete, patch. The difference is this. For example, you have some user ID. Yeah, see, already title is there, here is there, and I click on update button. When I update it, what will happen? You can give title, you can give year, and you will click update, right or not? Now, sir, I only change the title, sir. I only change the title. You know what will happen in the backend? It will send new title and new year. Year is same only. I change the title triple R to 4 hours rain. Okay, year is 2024 only. 2023 only. But still, what will happen in the backend? Again, it will send movie title 4 hours, year 2023. Already year is same only now. So it shouldn't need to update, right? But update function, put function will take it whole values again. Patch is like whatever you are changing, only that thing it will change. Only that. If you change the title, only title only will be sent to the backend and that title only will be changed for it. Okay? Yeah. Next. Now, see, online someone asked me so many questions. Let's go with the first. Dear sir, I have come across so many interview questions. First one, authentication and authorization. How do you implement it with API? Listen, authentication authorization is your backend. Authentication authorization means login, logout, sign up, registration. Different. Huh? You auth guard. You can do guards. Auth guards are there. If you remember, when I explain routing, I told you. It was, for example, simple like a dash. Okay, I didn't tell. Okay, then in the project I will do. Usually AutoCAD means if you go to specific route, you can guard it. Dashboard is there. Directly you should not go to dashboard. After login only it will go to dashboard. Simple logic. I will show that. But authorization authentication will be done in backend. How do you do that? Authorization means whether the user login or log like whether user is correct or not. Okay, like authentication, that is user. For example, I give email ID, password. Is that email ID and password are correct or not? They are in already registered or not? That is called authentication. They are correct only. I went inside. I am a student. Can I able to do all the things? No. If I'm a teacher, I can do. If I'm an admin, I can do. So admin will have one access, teacher will have another things, and student will have another thing. Student login ID password are correct only, but still he is not authorized to do all the things. Okay, that is called authorization. What you can do after you logged in. Those things will be implemented back end. Front end will do only API. Front end will directly deal API. Second thing, he also asked me how do you do AWT, JWT token. Same thing. If you want to do JWT token, also same API on the post data you will do. Okay. Now to add integrate Bootstrap into your project. NPM install Bootstrap. You can do. Next. How to convert rating values into stars. I will do it in the project. Async pipe we will discuss in the something. These are the questions that they asked. Async pipe I will discuss in the RxJS. Once you understand RxJS, you will get it. How to show database records into Angular grid view. Applying search, sorting, update, delete. That is what I did. Na? Whatever database record only I showed na CRUD. I showed as a grid only na. And I did update delete. That is sixth one is a CRUD. How to add calendar control to text box? Simple. Input text equals to date. Input text equals to date करे तो automatically आ जाता रहे. That is not Angular question. That is HTML. That is not Angular. That's HTML questions. Is it clear, ma? Online? Online, did you understand all answers? Mahesh, is it clear? Yeah. Sir, after completing the remaining class, will you complete application using Node.js, MongoDB with user login and forms? No, I will use I will use Firebase. Login and I will do login and registration, but I will not use any Node.js. I will do Firebase in the final project. Okay. Now, anyway, let's see, sir. Life cycle dash dash standalone equals to false. Now, let it get installed, sir. How many projects we are going to do? One project only. We already did so many projects, sir. Chota projects we did so many, sir, topic wise. Final project is one only. Okay. In the meanwhile, I will tell you what is a life cycle. Dekho. For example, sir, resume, how many projects we put? Put it at least two. One I do, one you do. Now, okay. Like, I can show you. Now, you see this, a basic thing. This is human's life cycle and that we all know. Okay, not looking good. Now see this. This is a human's life cycle. We all know. We are at one stage and we came to this stage and we came to this stage. We came to this stage. Like we all know the stages. At every stage of our human life, there will be some changes happen to our body. And that's very natural that we all know. At one particular time, men get mustache, men get beard. Okay, men voice will become rough. And slowly at one age, we all lose our teeth. Our skin will become pale, saggy, right? Are you getting my point, sir? Do this anything needs to be triggered? No, externally there is nothing need to be triggered. If you put a one human, even in a room also, whole life, still he will get mustache, still he will get beard, still he will get all basic things normal, right or not? So because every particular stage of your life, there will be some things automatically trigger. Okay. Similarly, component also will go undergo. Component also will have several phases. The component also will have several phases. First one, mounting. The component can have something like mounting. Mounting will be starting like that's a birth, like birth or childhood. No, like two, 4 legs wala. Then next, okay, it got birth, and then it did like component can do so many updations. Okay, or once the component got mounted, that means started, then that component gets so many updates. What will happen, sir? It may subscribe to something and those data changed automatically. This data will change, or something click action will be done by some person. When they click on it again the component has to start, right or not? There are so many things you can do. Last but not least, component die, unmount. तो फाइनली वो मर जाता. सर डाई बोले तो क्या है? डाई बोले तो कुछ नहीं. You have multiple components: about component, project component, contact. You go to about component and you went to contact component. The moment your contact came, about died na. The moment contact came, about disappear, about chal gaya. That is about died. Again, if you go to about, contact will die, about will come. Are you getting my point? Na? Again, about will start from the starting if you go to that. Yeah. These are the different phases. Are you getting my point, sir? So at these phases, automatically, some functions will trigger, like basic functions. First thing, whenever the component started, constructor will trigger there. This is a basic theoretical concept, sir. Okay. Life cycle methods का use क्या है, sir? Use each this. Imagine you wanted one function to run. You want one function to run whenever component started. You want one function to run whenever component ending. Now you know that some functions automatically trigger whenever the component ending. Inside that only you will write. Are you getting? Sir, you are going to about rate. After about, you are going to contact. When you go to contact, automatically about will die na. Whenever you are going from one component to another component, you wanted to show one pop-up. Do you really want to leave the, about? But where do you put that? Already some functions Whenever in the unmounting stage, they will call. So you will write in that functions only this particular logic. Automatically it will be called. Now I will do it, don't worry. Now, some functions like constructor, the moment you start an application, constructor will run. Or next one, first ng on changes. If any changes happens, then it will run. Any changes happens, it will run. Next, ng on init. Ng on init. First time whenever the application started, only first time it will run. That is called ng on init. Okay. Now, so what are this? Again, I'm telling you, the moment your application started, constructor will be called. Then it will check for any changes. Changes बोले तो क्या है sir? Changes बोले तो parent component is there, child component is there. Parent component give data to child component. Can anyone remember how the parent will get to child? At the rate input. At the rate input. याद हुआ? Now you will use at the rate input, sir. So parent is sending it some C value, child some K value, 0. What is the K value it is sending? 0. Now child is having C value na 0. So what if it changes 0 to 1? तो ये 1 होता ना ये भी, right or not? Every time the child needs to check na, so ये function will check it. This all you no need to write. This will run back and actually. If you write it also your wish, but by default they are running. You don't need to call ng on changes. You don't need to call ng on it. They will call automatically because you don't need to put someone mustache. Oh, you are 17 years old. Put this mustache. No, automatically he will get the mustache. See, for my son, when he come to 17, I will just give him some trimmer because I know that he will get beard. Simple. Similarly, if I wanted some things to run at that particular time, I will give in that function. Now, ng on init. Ng on init will trigger whenever an application started. First time. Okay, next. After this, ng do check. First time it will check for changes. Next time what will happen? It will check for anything more updates. Ng do check. Ng do check. Okay. Ng do check. Now it will check for the different operations. Next. After that, whenever your component loaded onto the screen, whenever your component loaded onto the screen, it will call functions like ng after content DOM, ng after content DOM loaded. Checked. First checked. Whenever the content DOM got checked, first thing it will trigger is ng content DOM. Then next. ng after view init, then next ng after view DOM, view checked. Sir, what is view? What is content DOM? Content DOM is your TypeScript whatever the logic. View DOM is whatever you are seeing it in the HTML. The moment TypeScript logic was completely rendered, whenever it is loaded completely, this function will be called. The moment everything in the view also loaded, then it will call the view. In advanced applications, we will use this. That's why I told you this one is for the advanced. When you are going for too advanced one, you will use. Not but not least, you will do ng on destroy. Whenever you are destroying an application, you will write this. Writing ng after content in it, I deleted. Ng after content in it. Now, these are the total 8 functions we are having it. Why did I told like this? This is a sequence. Sir, always they will run in the sequence only. They will run exactly in this sequence only. I will write all of them. Okay. Now, CLS, CD, life cycle. Now, it's one life cycle. Now, now, how many attributes are there with the ng like ngf, ng for? So many, sir, because that's how the angular. That is not attribute, but there are so many things. Control statements are three: ngf, ng switch, ng for. But there are so many similar to like this ng angular methods and all. Now, see, these all are methods. Now, my main point is, if you remember when I did API CRUD application, I put inside the constructor get. I put inside the constructor get. Why did I put it inside the constructor only? Because application directly touch. The moment application started, I know constructor only will run. So if I put it in constructor, the moment application started, I will get the data, right or not, without any delay. The same way, the moment application is going to die, I wanted to run something, write it inside ng on destroy. The moment application going for any changes, every time user changes, when parent changes, I wanted some pop-up came to the child. Then automatically go for ng on changes. Every time whenever something happened, on the initial, then you want to write it ng on in it. If you don't want constructor, every time whenever you are checking for something, you want to print it, ng do check. Every time whenever content started, then go for ng content start. Whenever content loaded, ng content downloaded. Whenever view started, start go for view in it. Whenever view ended, ng view checked it. Like this, you will write it. Destructor is used for destroy, sir. No, no. No. Constructor is there. There is no destructor. Okay. ng on destroy is there. That's it. We don't need to call explicitly. Okay. Similarly, we don't need to call constructor explicitly. Now here also I will do. Now I will do destructor is there in Python. In Python, destructor is there. मालूम नहीं हमको. Oh, but here there is no destructor. In JavaScript, there is no concept like that. Maybe in future it will come. If I write ng on in it, you can directly write like this. See, this is one way. This is one way. some people write it like this also. They will write it here, ng on init, import ng on init. Why it is not working? On init. They will directly take it on init. They can. Some people will write it like this also. Implements on init. If you remember, sir, what is this implements is it's interface. On it will give you some kind of structure. Okay, that interface we are using it now. When you hover on it, it will show you. Can you see a life cycle hook that is called after Angular has initialized all the data bound properties of a directive. Define ng on init method to handle any additional tasks. I write it ng on init, and inside that I wrote it console.log I am started. I am started. And if you write it one constructor console.log log constructor started. I am just triggering these things. That's it. In it started. Now if I go for my application, sir, ng server dash o. Even if they are asking this will they will ask you which function first, which function will trigger second. What one will come first, sir? After that, did I call the init? Did I call the init? No, because anyway you need to, anyway the lifecycle methods automatically started now. Like that also started. Wait, out there, sir? No. Go here. Next. Same way. You can even trigger something called ng on changes. On changes. Ng on changes. Console.log on changes triggered. Now, did I get it on changes, ma? Actually, on changes will come before the init only. But the on changes is not coming because I said to you on changes will get triggered only if the parent is sending the data to child using @ input. Okay. Here there is no parent. This is the main one. That's why it will not call the on changes. But if you are sending the data in using @ input, it will call. But what is the difference then ng on changes and ng on init? Ng on changes will be called every time parent changes the value. Parent is sending one count the value. And parent is having one button also. Every time by clicking the button, parent value changes. Then child will get it different values now. We did this operation now. At that time, each time child will call ng on changes again and again and again. But parent, but the ng on init will be triggered once the component loaded only. This time only. Next. It's like the birth. Ng on changes is the birth. Okay. Ng on changes is the birth. Next. After this. Ng on changes. On init. Next. Ng do check. Sir, I am writing in a order. This is the order. They will run in the same order. These all are Angular default calling functions called Angular lifecycle methods. Even in React and all will work the similar things. do check called. Go here, do check, comma, do check. A life cycle hook that involves custom change detection function for a directive. Okay. Now, basically what will happen is it will work any changes happening in the component. Imagine inside the component you are putting counter. In that component only counter is there. In that component only counter is updating. In that time, this this value will update. Okay. Now, next, these all are Angular basic starting ones. Now, ng do check will run. Ng do check will run. What is this? Huh? Line number? Comma. Starting remove this. Perfect. I didn't check it up only. Now, therefore, ng do check. It will run when changes happen in component. चेंजेस हैपन बोले तो कंपोनेंट में एक काउंटर दे दो एंड द काउंटर वैल्यू अपडेट करो और इनपुट दे दो इनपुट वैल्यू अपडेट करो सिंपल ना यू गो हियर you put here paragraph count 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 equals to 0. Now button plus click ink write it here ink is dot count plus plus. Now, did you see do check called? Do check called for multiple times. Every time a changes happens in your TypeScript or in your JavaScript, sorry, in your HTML. Now, if I click on this, can you see do check called? Why did do check called? Did I call do check? Did I call do check, sir? No. But why it called? Any guess? Why did it getting called? Any guess? Because there is change in the component. Can you see in component value is getting updated ma? So every time value में update आ रहा है तो it will go for do check. Every time input में update आ रहा है तो like parent input update हो रहा है तो on changes will call. Inside the component update है तो do check will call. Are you getting my point ma? First go where? First time whenever component started, which one will be called? Constructor. Which one is called? Constructor. Whenever after that, whenever component initialized, birth hua in it, birth hua in it. Next, it will check for all the things. It will check for all the things. That is do check. Do check will for TypeScript and check for Java, HTML and everything it will call. It will check. Now, initially component, see, can you see in the component what is the value? 0. If I click on this plus, what will happen? 0 will become 1. That means there is a change in the component, right or not? Change in the component. It's where change in the component. Will it call init, sir? nahi, it will call do check. Because we already born. Birth will happen only one time. Changes will happen so many times. We will get so many changes. But birth is one. Init is birth. Okay? Any doubts, sir? No. Simple. Change is happening so many times. Clear, ma? Now, next. There are four more. Actually, whenever you are going for your component, the component will come in two phases onto screen. One is like view DOM, one is content DOM. Content DOM is like your TypeScript. Okay. Content DOM is your TypeScript, whatever the content it needed. Now, after content DOM loaded, then view will started. First thing how it will work, any application, basically Angular how it will do. First it will take it like, okay, I will start TypeScript. TypeScript में क्या है शुरू करो पूरा कंप्लीट करो इसके बाद you have values now HTML के जाओ HTML शुरू करो पूरा कंप्लीट करो like that it will do. Now there are four more methods. Whenever your TypeScript one started, ng after content init will trigger. Whenever this is over, ng after content loaded will trigger. Whenever view started, ng after view init will trigger. Whenever view ended, ng after view loaded will get trigger. Let me write it those functions and they will trigger automatically ng after view init ng after view sorry actually first you need to do content. Yes Susha, you are right. Ng after content init ng after content loaded. I will check for any spelling mistakes. Let's import them. After content not loaded, checked. I know that. After content checked. After view init. After view checked. Content checked. After view checked. Console.log after called. C, Control V. Now, content is similar to TS and view is similar to HTML, right? Because browser will do different phases. These things runs in different phases of browser. I'm not going into too depth of it, but that is the crux. You can answer so many questions if you take one Python or .NET, whatever your code, create one API and do one simple full stack, you will understand complete thing. Okay. That is the best way to learn, actually. Now, last but not least, ng on destroy. We are, it will not trigger, sir. If you go from one component another component, ng on destroy will trigger, but we are not having any another component to result. If I go another component, I need to put routing. If you put routing, it will work. Console.log destroy call. We are in middle of Django, sir. REST API is not yet started. Then after that only do it. कुछ नहीं होता. now देखो. Did you see, sir? ng after content got called. Then after that view checked. Then again view check will check for any changes. Then again after content got checked. Then view got checked. Are you getting my point, sir? These all are the different phases. Like how you get your masters, how you get it, different things. Those things are different phases. When you go from one component to another component, it will call also, destroy also. Sir, whenever view got checked, I wanted to print something. Do it there. Someone is saying, init not called why, sir? Init got called, sir. It is in the top. I didn't. देखो इधर से शुरू हो रहा ना. Init is called first time only. Init is called the first time only. But do check and do call will call every time. Every time do call. Every time do check is there. Every time do check is there. This all will happen. Look, right. Understand? Now here zero is there. I click on plus. Then what will happen? Zero. One. That means TypeScript has to load again. That means HTML load again. So not only do check, not only do check. ng after view loaded, view content, 4 methods I wrote now. All those methods will run again. All those methods will run again. Now see this. If I update, now see all methods again. ng after view content loaded, again view checked also then again. Every time it will come. That is why I wrote it here. Not 4 methods, actually, only checking will come. Checking will come. Not the, init. These are initiations, starting only. Init bole to starting only. Initiations. Checking will come again and again. Okay, it will come. Yeah. That is why in this all are update phase, I told. Whenever updates happen, they will come. Okay, that's why I divided like this. You can understand. Is this clear, ma? Is this clear? Try to put more kind of UI, sir. See, due to the time constraint, we are not going to UIs, but Bootstrap, Angular, Material Angular. Angular goes with Material nicely, actually. Try to put it. Sir, do you know Bootstrap, ma? If you know Bootstrap, you can attach Bootstrap here. Very easy. You can do npm install Bootstrap. You can also do ng add Bootstrap. ng add Bootstrap or npm install Bootstrap. Like for example, in this application only. Which one you want me to go? ng on add or npm install? Both are valid only. If I go here, cd angular, cd code, let me type it here. Go with most widely used npm. Most widely used is npm. cd lifecycle. You can see here, very simple. npm install Bootstrap. Automatically Bootstrap will come. You don't need to put Bootstrap CD and links and all. It will automatically come. Sir, how did you know, sir, whether it is came or not? Go to package.json. Package.json will contain all the things. Over there. Now देखो in my application bootstrap also installed now. Sir, that means can I use it, sir? No. Bootstrap installed हो गया. But whenever you write bootstrap, it cannot able to find where it is. In NG here, in node modules, it is there, but it cannot able to find. First thing, go to this file.css, main CSS file, main CSS file. Write it here, at the rate, import URL. Inside the URL, write it here. Sir, should we use dash G option for installing Bootstrap? Therefore, you are installing in that application only. You are not installing Bootstrap in your system. System doesn't need Bootstrap now. You are installing Bootstrap in that application only for the application. So don't put dash G. If you put dash G, it will install in system. So I will go here dot slash to node modules. Node modules के अंदर Bootstrap है. देखो. How did you get this? I installed now only na npm install Bootstrap. देखो, I went inside the lifecycle folder and I write it there. Automatically it will come. Now, the Bootstrap किधर है? Bootstrap jelly. Yeah. Huh? Ah, here. I can type it also. True. Go to distribution files. CSS. Bootstrap min.css. Always minification. That's it. Oh yeah. Now you can use Bootstrap. For the people who knows Bootstrap, in Bootstrap you will give class name, sir. If I give class BTN primary, can anyone tell me what will happen? Blue color. Same. Sir, you can use Tailwind also. Bootstrap Tailwind can be used anything. देखो, तो Bootstrap आ गया. तो बहुत easy है. Sir, what if I want to add material, sir? Material, you don't need to use npm install also. Ng add. Automatically Angular only will add material. Okay. If you go to material website, they will show you guide line by line. In main projects, you will try to add material. Okay. Are you getting my point, sir? Okay, don't worry about it. Tomorrow we will discuss RxJS. At that time, I will tell you a sync pipe. Okay. Is it clear, ma? I want you to do it from your end also some work. Okay. 90% of the things of Angular we will cover. Okay. But the 10% is advanced, which you have to do it on your own. Okay. That's it for today. Thank you all. Yeah.